Okay.
Now, so is there anything that we can like discuss about our upcoming testnet that you can share with the community, some maybe insights or any plan that we have for it? Because I've seen like a lot of questions about it recently because everyone is excited about it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, are there any specific questions that you've kind of seen a bit that I could help answer about the next like testnet upgrade?
I
And if
know
not, I can
probably
just go off.
yeah, I know probably the most popular the most popular question is when we can wait it and how it will be different from the current testnet.
Gotcha. Yeah, so as for like specifics on like timeline and stuff like that, uh, it's still up in the air. I don't want to put out any dates or anything like that that puts the engineers in a tough spot, but I do know it's coming pretty soon. Again, within you know about like a week or so, um, we should have the next testnet upgrade going live, and it should be there's a few like changes in the protocol. Again, I know the initial one, and this is like the big upgrade, is blob support. So a big thing that we are testing out is EIP 4844 and seeing how Taiko can actually utilize the blob space. And it's really cool. There's going to be on top of like just utilizing the blob space, there's other like tricks and stuff like compression that you see in roll-ups already, that'll be utilized in the blob space. So basically, it's there to make transactions even cheaper, even though you're already dealing with the reduced price in the kind of blob space fee market. So that's really cool. Compression techniques are basically a way to utilize less space and less data to represent transactions that happen on an L2. So instead of a normal Ethereum transaction that takes up, I don't know off the top of my head, but you can reduce the size anywhere from half to 16 times as small. So interesting to see how that'll play out. What kind of compression techniques we're utilizing for the blobs should be really interesting to see. And then, yeah, I know there will be a few other adjustments in terms of like node running. So, like an archive node for like an archive L1 node that's been necessary to run a Taiko node is should no longer be necessary. So you won't need to run the full archive node. I think you can just run like a full L1 node. So again, it should make it easier in the end for other users to actually be able to get a node up and running, less general hardware requirements. RPC providers, it's a lot easier to find just a regular L1 RPC endpoint, either through like Infura or Alchemy or something like that, without having to, go through and actually get an archive node, which is kind of a whole different ball game. I know there should be a few other adjustments. I know that there should be like block gas adjustments. So every testnet that we've gone through, we've sort of increased the gas limit size. At first, it was lower than Ethereum's for quite some time, basically as a way to properly test out other infrastructure without overloading the entire protocol. So now we're at a point where, we're almost here to mainnet. The protocol's matured quite a bit. So the gas limit should be raised, and it should be that higher of Ethereum's. Not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, we'll have an increased block gas limit, which just basically means that you can have more transactions, more data fit into a single block. I know there'll be some adjustments to for example, our prover and proposer system. So I know it's mainly dependent on the provers, but SGX, like remote attestation, will be a thing. So SGX provers will actually be able to run on this testnet. So people will be able to run a proposer and easily be able to grab prover endpoint from like that marketplace. There'll be a lot more active provers. So we'll really be testing out like, again, that prover and proposer infrastructure a lot in the next testnet. Yeah, and I know that there should be a few more changes and all that, but those should be the most visible, like the most apparent and noticeable to users. So yeah, there's a lot of under the hood changes, but overall it should look and feel exactly the same as it kind of has in previous testnets. Again, we've just made it a little bit easier to be able to run a proposer or a prover, lowering the requirements on needing an archive node. So yeah, there's quite a few changes coming. So that should be coming here fairly soon.
Nice, Alex. I have like a couple of questions regarding it. First one is regarding blobs, because after this update, is there like any information that you have on the decreasing of fees on Taiko, because they are already relatively like cheap, and like, do you know the percentage that they will drop after the update?
Oh, okay, good question. So when we're upgrading the testnet to utilize blobs, it won't be exactly the same as what you'll see on mainnet. And I don't know, like, it won't be like a true picture of what you'll see on mainnet, because mainnet, you have like the blob fee space, right? And right now that's like being competed with against either all the L2s. And I know inscriptions are kind of going on in the blob space right now. So it's, you basically you're fighting over, space in the blob market, in the blob space, if you want to call it. And when we're in the testnet phase, I don't think we're going to have quite that level of competition. So, fees could be cheaper on testnet compared to like the mainnet environment. However, there should still be quite a stark difference in overall like fee prices. So, like you've seen in the actual like real world implementation of EIP 4844, other L2s, are seeing sub cent transaction costs. So it's not out of the realm of possibility at all to be seeing that both when we go to testnet and when we deploy on mainnet. So yeah, there should be again, it's hard to put a number on it. I've seen anywhere from 10 times cheaper to 20 to 30 times cheaper. But again, it depends if you're talking about, are you on a testnet, are you on mainnet? But and again, it's also about like, are there other compression techniques that people are using again when they're posting data to the blob space? So it's up in the air. There's a lot of range in how much the fees could be reduced, but I can say off the top of my head that it'll be quite significant. So yeah, sub-cent. So it'll be really cool to see how it plays out in the testnet, and that'll just give everybody a better feel of what the protocol is going to look like when we get to mainnet. So it's pretty exciting. I'm actually really excited to see what those fee reductions look like.
Yeah, me too. We have a question in the chat regarding like Katla.
Of course.
Will it be deprecated after the new testnet release, or it will be like live in parallel?
It should be deprecated after the testnet upgrade goes live. Again, not sure on the exact date yet. I don't have like a solid date planned out quite yet or anything like that, but it will be deprecated at some point. So again, if you have like Sepolia ETH on the L2, you can move that back to L1 using our bridge, go back to Sepolia, and you can have it there on the side. So when the next testnet upgrade is live, you can move it there. They should both coexist at the same time for a little bit. So you should be able to just in one go kind of bridge to L1 and then bridge to the new L2.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So the new testnet will be like completely new, and people need to run a node again, right?
Like what? Sorry, could you?
nodes should be upgraded after the new testnet release. So people cannot continue to run the existing node. They need to shut down these nodes and to
Right.
set up. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to basically just update the node once the actual node releases are put out there. So you'll be able to basically update your node, and it should reflect changes for the new testnet. But sometimes that there's like old there's like catch files and stuff like that. So sometimes you'll run into errors if you just try and start up the node after upgrading to the new testnet. So sometimes, yeah, it's better to just like clear out, remove all of like the data and volumes from like the old node, kind of start fresh with a new one. Yeah, but it should basically just be like a simple update and upgrade to the node software. So it should be pretty straightforward once the new testnet goes live. And we'll have updated docs and things like that, so it'll be easy to follow along. Just in case again, it should be pretty similar to what we've seen so far, but there might be a couple of changes here and there on how to set up environment variables and things like that. So yeah, there'll be documentation there to guide you through it.
Will there be a list of the machines that are supported for the SGX proofs? Because a lot of people were asking about it, and now there is like a scarcity in the market of SGX machines. So maybe we can drop a list of the machines that are supported.
Yeah, absolutely. I know in the documentation that there should be an explanation of like the specific SGX version and things that you need to run in basically things that you need to make sure you have to run it. I know we have the new node tool that Dave has put together, STN, simple Taiko node. That should have a little check in there that you can do, so you don't need to run a special command or whatever. There should just be a little command in the STN software that basically will check to see if you have the proper SGX hardware. But there should be a little breakdown of the specific hardware requirements needed to run a prover. And so that's only for running a prover. You only need SGX to run a prover. If you just want to run a proposer, you don't need SGX. All you do need is a prover endpoint. And with more prover participants, it should be a lot easier to be able to get those endpoints from people. There'll be a website that you can go to find all these prover endpoints to get. And then I know there are some VPS providers that do support SGX. I know all of them don't. Like the Google Cloud Space or whatever, I don't think they support SGX, but Microsoft Azure, they do. And there should be maybe one or two other providers. So you might not actually have to have physical hardware. You could, rent out a VPS as well that supports SGX as well. So there should be some options there. But yeah, you'd be surprised if you have hardware kind of laying around at your house, or you're just day-to-day PC or whatever. When the next testnet upgrade goes live, you can use the STN tool to check to see if you have SGX support on your hardware. I know some of our engineers actually were surprised to see that some of the hardware that they had just kind of around their houses supported SGX. So sometimes it's a surprise. You might not know. So it'll be good to check using that tool. And again, there'll be more information in the documentation around that.
Yeah, I know that SGX was supported, in the older versions of processors, and that's why not all the new machines support it. But besides Microsoft, I know that OVH Cloud, another provider that supports SGX machines, because it was really hard for me to find an SGX machine, because all of these fancy providers that are advertised everywhere, they do not support it. So yeah, it is better to prepare beforehand, we launch the next testnet. Yeah, also I see some questions, from Loopring folks. They are asking about like Loopring and Taiko collaborations in the future, in the next testnet. Is there like anything that we can share with them? Because
Nothing specific off the top of my head. I know, again, like the Loopring Smart Wallet, they have been doing a lot of hard work on their end to work with our ecosystem to find applications to support. I know we have, we always have plans on collaborating with, well, pretty much anybody in our ecosystem, Loopring included. So yeah, trying to find interesting ways to get fun things to do, test out like, their new account abstraction wallet infrastructure, check out some of, our ecosystem partners through that. But no, nothing official. No, nothing I can talk about at the moment. But yeah, uh, we're always working with like Loopring and other projects in our ecosystem for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I also see that you mentioned that we will need like L1 CPOLIS. So does it mean that we will shift from the current Holaski
Oh wait,
L1
no,
or
sorry, I totally mixed those up. That's totally my bad. Yeah, no, it's Holsky, not Sepolia. I don't know why I thought
okay, okay.
Sepolia for some reason. Yeah, it should be Holsky. That's totally my bad. Sorry. Yes. Let me let me adjust that. I'm sorry. That's a nice catch. So yeah, just for clarification, I mixed those up in my head. The next testnet will be Holsky. My bad. I didn't mean to scare you guys.
Yeah, see people like confused in the chat a little bit that we shifted from Cipolla to Holaski and now backwards.
No. Yeah, sorry. Holsky. My bad. I didn't have enough coffee this morning. My bad.
Yeah, it's actually
Uh,
an early morning for you, so
yeah. No, I appreciate you guys understanding. Yeah. No. Holsky. Holsky. Yeah. So you can bridge all your stuff back to L1 and then bridge to L2 once the new testnet upgrade is out.
yeah, I don't think like any tech questions more, but I see some questions regarding like, Galaxy campaigns because people are like excited about the future campaigns that we might have. Is there like anything that we can share with them, any like timelines, any partner that we are working with, or it's still in the production?
Well, I do know we have a few interesting partners that we're gonna be working with, especially in the next like testnet upgrade. We're gonna definitely have a few campaigns running. I'm really trying my best to make sure we have stuff that's a little bit interesting, a little bit fun, a little bit educational, kind of having that all in there. But yeah, working on some pretty cool things, trying to have some partners show off some pretty cool stuff. But nothing that I can announce yet because I know some people are still, they have their heads down working and they want to make an announcement once they feel like everything's good and ready. But yeah, there should be some interesting stuff coming up here.
Yeah, I know. Like, a lot of people are excited about some, gaming stuff and so on. And yeah.
But yeah, it should be an interesting testnet for sure. I know. Again, it's the last one before mainnet. We really want to have something, at least fun and entertaining to do, and at the same time test out all of the infrastructure and new changes in our testnet. So it would, it'll be good to have some of these things go live and have people do some stuff on chain.
Yeah, I totally agree. And guys, if you have like any questions, because I can see any new questions in the chat, you can just write in the chat or raise your hands because
Okay, wait. I have a question for you, Krasinski. How are the quizzes going? Anything interesting coming up? Anything interesting going down lately?
yes, we are running those quizzes every Friday, and this Friday we should have like movie quiz. So yeah, I'm preparing now some movies. I'm watching some movies, and yes, it should be interesting. We have been also discussing some ideas regarding like voice chat during the quiz sessions, but it's still in the like in the production, because a lot of people are confused about that, because some people want to be concentrated just straightly on the quiz, but other people want to talk, want to chat, and so we still need to figure this out. So
Yeah.
I feel like I know like a lot of people were asking me about some other types of quizzes, like I've seen like other communities do some poker or cards, but we are still discussing it. And I see like poker proposal in the chat, but guys, we need to discuss it internally, like with Ben, with other team members, because it's not something that is easy to do. Yeah, and we want, and like I've been searching for this. It basically running on the external website, these poker games, cards games, and it's not quite what we want to do, because we want to make like active community inside of our Discord server. So yeah, but I promise I will look into it, how we can realize it.
That
And
sounds
yeah,
it's pretty fun. Sorry, what
yeah,
was that?
yeah. Yeah, I see like, another question about XGX version, because previously we had, some conversation about SGX1 or SGX2 needed for running an SGX machine. Is there like anything that we can share with the community?
Again, I don't have specifics on that. I'm not entirely sure if it would be reliant on a SGX1 or 2, or if both would be supported. I do know that that was a thing previously, where we were talking about specific SGX versions, but I think we're going to have to wait for the testnet to go live to know for sure, once we can get our hands on that documentation. But yeah, it'll all be clearly outlined in the developer docs once things go live.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think like people should just keep an eye on our developers channel, proposal provers channel, and our devs will inform people about SGX version that they need for running a prover.
Yeah, just stay posted. I promise we'll make it easy to understand, and we'll put all of our information out there once we have a solid idea.
And another question that a lot of people were asking, because in previous testnets we were distributing these test tokens for people to be able to run a prover, and how will the process look like in this testnet? Is there like anything that people should do to obtain those test tokens to be provers, or like we need to wait for more information from the team?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question. So I know we've been messing around with different ways to properly distribute the TTKOK, or well, now it'll be a different one. But yeah, the TTKO. I don't think we have a specific implementation yet, so I don't think we've nailed down like a certain way or like a specific process for people to go and be able to claim the TTKO. Basically, the main thing that we need to do in general is just to make sure that whoever's requesting the TTKO has like the proper hardware to run like a prover and things like that. So, because if we just like kind of like give it out to everyone, I think there can be implications on how the actual like fee market works for the proposers and provers. So yeah, we're gonna be giving it out to people, that have like the proper hardware, but I don't think we have a set distribution method yet. So again, there'll be more info on that officially, either in an announcement or in the documentation about that.
I got it, because in previous testnets, like mods had some tokens. Maybe in this one, we will also use this like message, so people can ask in chats if they can prove that they are running like SGX machine.
Yeah, absolutely. There might definitely be an aspect of the moderator team sending out TTKO, but nothing official yet. There might be a trick or two up their sleeve to kind of automate the process a little bit.
I got it.
Oh, I see. There's a good question in the chat. How are we doing? Berchinsky, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm excited for the future testnet because I've been running out all of these previous testnets, and I'm excited to try running an SGX machine and to try to enable SGX, because even if you rent a VPS, you need to enable SGX by yourself. And I've seen and I have seen like conversation that it's been complicated, but yeah, I'm excited to try it. And what about you, Alex? Like, have you been running nodes in previous testnets? And yeah.
Yes, I have. I think I've run like a node and a proposer and approver back in like the earlier ones when it was like a little easier to run a prover for sure. But yeah, every testnet I've been trying my best to run a node and run like a proposer and sometimes a prover. It just helps me kind of have a better idea of both what's going on with Taiko as a protocol, and so I can help you guys out a little bit better with like tech support questions and stuff. So I have an idea of the process everybody goes through to get things up and running and all that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to try and run some hardware for this next testnet. Really excited to see again. This should be like what mainnet pretty much looks like. The protocol shouldn't change too much, so that'll be really interesting to kind of be running like mainnet Taiko, almost. So that'll be really cool, really interesting. And yeah, overall, I've been really good. Things have been really busy in our community. We hit that 1 million mark recently, and that was really exciting. That was a really big accomplishment, not just for me, but for our community team as a whole, and just the overall Taiko community. Biggest L2 Discord out there. I think biggest like crypto Discord server out there in general, and it's a pretty big achievement. Again, considering the fact that when I joined up the server, again, I'm pretty sure that there was like maybe a couple hundred people, and when I got onboarded as a mod, there was like maybe a few thousand people, and I just would have never had an idea to see, 1 million. I mean, that was crazy. If you had told me that, I would have thought you guys were insane. Yeah, thousand. So yeah, I've been really good. It's been really good to see us reach that milestone. And yeah, things have been really good in our community, the community team. We've onboarded a couple of new mods. We have Braxter here. We have Barat. I don't know if you guys Braxter's there in the audience, but yeah, we got Barat there too. And they've been wonderful additions to our moderator team. And we also have a Spotchib. He's been part of our team as well, and it's really cool. I a lot. Everybody here is kind of like a Taiko OG. Everybody's kind of been around for a really long time. They've really taken the time to be a part of this community and all that, and it's really cool to see everybody kind of like move up a little bit and join the team in a little more of an official capacity.
Yeah, and I guess we will be celebrating 1 million on Twitter soon, because we are like about 900,000 followers there. So yeah, waiting for that too.
Yeah, wait, let's see how close are we? Like at 877? Oh, no, we're pretty close.
Yeah, I guess we need more campaigns on Galaxy, and we will hit that 1 million. Yeah.
Things have been really
So
good, but
so I see
right.
we are out of time now. So
it seems that we are at the half-hour mark. So is there anything you want to say before we go, Korchinski?
Yeah, I just want to thank our community for this 1 million milestone, because it was a really great journey to that 1 million followers on Discord, and all of moderators, all of team members were, thinking about that 1 million milestone. So I just want to say thank you to our community, and I guess we will have more of exciting things coming next weeks, next months, and just stay tuned for that.
Oh, very well put, man. Yeah. I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us this week. Always fun hanging out with you guys. Really excited to see this next testnet upgrade go live. And yeah, we'll be here again to help you guys out with whatever you need. We'll be here in the chats. Yeah, we'll be around to help you guys out, and we'll be running our own hardware too. So we'll be there alongside you. So thanks for joining us up again, guys. This was fun hanging out with you. All right. Well, I guess I will. Oh, we have a community call this Friday, so I won't be seeing you guys next week. I'll see you this Friday.
Will it be at?
Right.
Yeah, will be at 2 p.m. UTS as always, or?
Yeah. 1400 UTC.
Okay. Nice.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see you Friday then.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.